Episode 358, the ending episode to the Stormblood expansion. Despite the clear day, there is in fact a storm brewing in the background, a storm of blood, as the title of the expansion implies. I went through the trouble of making sure that I got rid of all of those side quests and going on long in the last episode just to make sure we can start with the finale quest, the quest titled Stormblood, right at the start of this episode. It'd be kind of disappointing if this episode ended up being shorter than the last episode, which I padded a little bit too much. And I guess I'd end up mostly filler. But there should be plenty of content for this, I think. Well, maybe not as much as I think. There's of course the dungeon and the trial that's always at the very last, the last quest of the expansion. Oh, and we got the actual storm coming in. I guess that's appropriate. I was kind of waiting for proper lighting and proper weather to start this. Wasn't counting on the rain, but I guess that is appropriate. It is Stormblood. And it is actually, storm weather. Okay. Well, that works too. I don't actually know if this weather carries over into the dungeon. Sometimes it does. Sometimes just the time of day carries over into the dungeon. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, other than the dungeon and the trial, I guess it's mostly just going to be cutscenes. Speaking of the dungeon, I did commit to doing the dungeon as a ninja. That was the whole plan. The whole reason we picked up the ninja subclass in the first place, the pretend reason, for our little rematch with Xenos. Nope, no. Okay. One last check with everyone here, I guess, in case we didn't get it in the last episode. Nope, we did in fact get that in the last episode. I think we're just talking to Pippin now. A little peek inside before we actually start. Yeah, we don't actually get to go inside Al Amigo, at least not in the overworld. It is just a dungeon. But they kind of do this thing a lot where big areas are sort of relegated to dungeons just because dungeons allow you to go through areas without exploring the entire area. It's a neat way of like showing off an area that seems big with limiting the player's movement inside it, because if it was just like a normal area like this, they'd have to model the entire thing, so they only ever get to like model exteriors, landscapes, like natural areas that aren't really cities, for the most part anyway. Other than inside dungeons, that is. And yeah, there's Xenos, and the quest titled Stormblood. The battle for Al Amigo is at hand. All forces have been ordered to advance into the city proper. Komoy, Alphinode, may I ask you to be part of the first charge? 'Twould be our honor. I will join them, but as but another soldier. Wait a second. Like in duty support? This is another situation where I don't know what characters join us in duty support and which ones are relegated to like being busy during cutscenes or whatever. Maybe Raubon gets to join us in duty support? That'd be interesting. The command of the flames I leave in your capable hands, Pippin. I don't suppose we could come along too. Neeson are involved. It'd be a hard choice, so I want to be like on the team with all of these guys here. But I can already imagine the composition. Nago and the others told me to go with you, Komoy, to bring Xenos to account for everyone. I'm Al Amigan too, in case anyone's forgotten. My place is in the thick of it, And it doesn't get thicker than where you'll be. They didn't change this cutscene, did they? To like add characters in for duty support in this last dungeon? They might have. I'm not sure I remember this. Like, I don't remember these characters necessarily being here. Let us sally forth then. Together we shall make for the royal palace, there to find and strike down Xenos. If I have to choose between these characters that just popped up, it might actually be a bit hard. Well, I mean, the choice might be made for me with my chosen subclass. I think it's going to be exactly that. There's only one healer here, but I might have a choice of tanks. As we fight our way through the city, the Flames will also aim to reach Xenos. Godspeed, my friend. Because like they gave us a perfect amount of characters here so that we could like swap in for any class or whatever. Like there are 4 characters that were kind of involved here. Raubon, Lise, Alphinaud, and are involved. And the way it works is no matter what class you are, if you're a healer, tank, or DPS, I can imagine you swapping in for any one of them and leaving one of them out, I guess. An interesting Pippin with Tizona, I've entrusted him with command of the Flames. This time I fight not as a general, but simply another soldier. The battle is joined. Give the order to advance. Yes, Lord Commander. Stormblood? Just to be clear, I'm under no illusion that I'm as capable as the rest of you. Oh, don't say that. But when it comes to strength of will, I'm the equal of anyone. This is it, Komoy. The moment we sacrificed everything for, whatever it takes, we'll defeat Xenos and free Alamigo. Not only the General, but Lise and Arnvald besides. This mission means everything to our friends. We must not let them down. Alright. Then let's see. Okay, gone. No wait, don't do that, not yet. So yeah, Arnvald is our gladiator, or wait. No alternate members, so like... If we were the tank, for example, would Arnvald become DPS? We can't enter with this, but can we see... Okay, so Raubon can join as a gladiator if you're the tank. I guess only as a tank. Interesting. Well, it seems like we're gonna miss out on having Raubon join, which is kind of a disappointment. Because Arnvald, or rather, Raubon is sort of... I mean, this is like his whole deal. He's been working like years towards this, and this is like the final assault. But having Arnvald in the party is also pretty important. Like he's one of the Scions, and... Well, we're the Scions, like Alphinaud, Lise, and Arnvald. Raubon not really, but he's important. Someone has to be left out though. If you were a healer, I guess you could have like the most important people to Alamigo, like everyone with ties to it. But then you'd be missing out on Alphinaud, I guess, and he's like important to just the game. But we don't really have a choice here, so this is what we're doing. Sorry, Raubon. I'm sure it'll help out like Pippin off screen or something. Alright, now we'll answer the question, are we doing this with the weather? The stormy weather? Nope, they curated the lighting for us. I admire that, or I appreciate that. Although the storm might have been appropriate too, but everything's more visible this way. They might have taken the time of day though, because this does seem like the day, or the lighting that we entered with. Oh, there goes Pippin with his own party, I guess. Interesting. Alright, final dungeon. Gotta remember how to play ninja. Arnvald, if you will. And don't mind if I go on ahead. Excuse me. Okay, so we start with this. Oh no, I stood inside it. Oh, I'm standing inside it still. Since when? I'm not paying attention to the ground, I'm looking at my, my hotbar. Oh, I see. It's not telegraphed. I'm just standing where the tank is standing, that's why. If I was playing online, the real tank would be super pissed at me. It seems like this guy, this Magitech armor just seems to target the non-aggroed DPS sometimes. By the way, while we're going through this, I guess we should tour around a little bit, see everyone fighting. Oh, there's Tancred. Don't mind us, we're just admiring. Anyone visible over here? No, no one wants to fight for that alleyway. I'm trying to fit in these moves into the rotation for AoE, just because it is still technically increased DPS, but they're only like single targets, so I'm not sure how much I need them. I guess this is the wall that I should have pushed forwards to. Okay, so this. Not a dropped combos from me, but it doesn't matter too much. Don't have to be optimal 100% of the time. Speaking of, I didn't use that Tenchi Jin. What is the Tenchi Jin combination for AoE again? Tenchi Jin should be correct for single target, I think. Like what the thing is named after. I think. What was it again? That's right, it should have been this. For the Tenchi Jin combination as AoE. And in fact, I've not been using Doton at all. Gotta remember that. And then for single target, was it actually Tenchi Jin? Yes, it should be. Excuse me. Any more? Yep, more. Are these guys gonna attack me or what? Oh, wait. Nah, I'm doing it all wrong. This is what happens when you switch back and forth between classes, or at least what happens when I do it. With the amount of time I have downtime with between episodes and everything. Oh, we're making it through one way or another. Oh. Didn't need that. Oh, there's more? Why is there more? You should have come with the other guys. Who's fighting over there, by the way? Oh, I'm forgetting Doton again. We'll save our Tenchi Jin for the next set of mobs, I guess. And the rest of our off GCDs, I guess, we'll save. Let me have a look over here. No one we recognize there. And nothing over here. Who removed that for us? Oh, is someone over there? Who was that? I might have missed it. Commander Riki. Oh, that's ours, from the storm. We deal with her. Waiting for their dialogue. No dialogue. Okay. Here we go. Time to test our actual rotation here. So we start with this. I'm already doing this wrong. But it's fine. Alright, so Tenchi Jin. I think I need to start with Tenchi Jin rather than start with using the things other than Tenchi Jin. Or maybe it doesn't really matter, because either way I still get the buff that gives me the ability to use Shadow Walker stuff, or I guess Shadow Walker is a buff that lets me use that one move. Oh no, I might have gone inside it. Okay, we're good. It was almost a cool dodge. Maybe it was even a cool dodge, I don't know. Well, I put down a fire field right next to the boss, so not that cool.
This one's for you, Ada.
I like that. Wonder if they added in that voice line just for this, like they had to re-record it and stuff when they added in duty support. One other optimal thing that I'm not doing is not using Feint, I guess. But who's gonna actually use that during a dungeon anyway? Alba and Ali too, wow. Brief moment to admire the palace, I guess. And the city behind us. Oh wait, nope, we gotta follow the charge. Okay, they're gone. Is this Moonstone Carbuncle, by the way? I often know there's so many carbuncles, I don't know what the difference is. Excuse me. Don't attack me. Okay, let's actually do this right this time. Maybe. I don't actually know. So this... great. This. Oh, that didn't actually give us the thing. That's right, we have to do it manually. For the AoE.
Leaving to me.
A lot of annoying AoEs that don't let me get the optimal DPS here. At least it's not boring, I guess, if we're just standing in one place doing the rotation. Always thought this was an interesting part of the dungeon here. Kind of sticks in my memory. This place inside the Royal Palace, this huge courtyard. And I do remember fighting a lot of those monkeys here. Oh yeah, and this. I kind of remember this. And these dogs too. Maybe we won't push for the wall if there's gonna be like more problems. I seem to recall that maybe being a problem. Alright, so let's use that for Doton. Because I think that makes Doton stronger, like significantly.
Here it comes. Away with
you. And actually this resets Doton, so I guess you don't want to use those in quick succession. So I guess, does Tenchi Jin make Doton stronger than whatever this was again? quick check actually. It's gonna be bothering me this entire time. We're killing all momentum just to check. So this makes the next ninjutsu action stronger by 30%. And Tenchi Jin... Oh, please, come on. Yeah, it just converts them, but it doesn't make it stronger. So we do want to use Kasatsu on Doton, but part of our AoE for Tenchi Jin is to use Doton. And Doton lasts... how long? Thinking about rotations here. 18 seconds, so you don't want to like overlap Kasatsu with Tenchi Jin. I guess you want to stagger them, like use Kasatsu first or Tenchi Jin first and wait 18 seconds. Is that it? For AoE? I don't think you have that problem in single target. All optimization stuff that doesn't really matter, but it's better to learn earlier, I think. This kind of thing. And then work it in like as you're doing this casual stuff. Okay, so this would have been the other wall that we could have pushed to. So let's do one of these. And then one of these. One of these. Continue with this. And this. I guess it's not a huge problem if you wait for Tenchi Jin while Doton dissipates. The rotation still stays intact, the whole 2-minute rotation, I guess. Gotta remember to zoom out more and like admire the scenery. And the spaces below too. Oh. Fire. Who's taking control of this? Oh, it's you. Okay. Thank you, name this soldier number 5. Okay, that's enough. Time for another boss? So it is. Oh, I remember this one. This is actually way important. Like the lore in this one boss. I don't even know how important this guy is, but the lore is important. We'll get to it. Alright, so begin rotation with, I guess, this. Sure, use limit break, that's also important for the rotation, I guess. Tenchi Jin. That does give us Shadow Walker. I guess it doesn't matter which one I use to get Shadow Walker first. Oh no, wait, that's bad. Right, it does a unique sort of thing there, doesn't it? That AoE we've never seen before. Okay, so here we go. Soul extraction. Very important stuff. We're out of body. Don't target me. It's easy to die here because you're much slower than you usually are. Everyone else is moving a bit slowly, huh? Gotta wait for them to get back. Okay. We were the fastest because we knew how that mechanic worked. But for a lot of people, I guess it catches them off guard. Nope, should have used that behind. Oh well. Order to charge? Oh, this thing. So yeah, we gotta find the area where there's nothing like pointing outwards, I guess. Excuse me. Wait, was I not standing in the right place again? I think I was. Or I wasn't standing in the right place. Well, it doesn't matter, we made it through. What is this place, by the way? Just like another lofty fountain, I guess, or lavish fountain. Lavish pool room. Did anyone have anything interesting to say about that soul stuff, by the way? Just Lise, I guess. Alright, the last section, back of the palace. I remember this part. Having to destroy this while fighting guys. A good tank will and thankfully Owenwald is a good tank. A good tank will stand here so you can do AoEs on this stuff. Alright, so use Doton on this. No, wait, that wasn't Doton, damn it. Okay, pretend we use Kasatsu on that Doton and powered it up. So then we wait 18 seconds to use Tenchi Jin and do Doton again, I guess. That's the idea. Except we're not going to do it because we are done with this area. Is that Pippin? Yeah, that's Pippin. And his own light party. We don't have to wall this one. We can admire the people fighting, I guess. I might have accidentally walled it just now. Okay, that's gonna make doing the AoEs very annoying. Shadow Walker, or whatever that was. No wait, I did that funny thing? Damn it, I thought I... Well, there goes another chance to do enhanced Doton or whatever. Tried to use a barrier to make sure that we could stand inside that and still do Doton without too much waiting. I just ended up doing the bunny thing. I guess the bunny gets to make an appearance for this final part of the expansion, so be it. Very annoying, this guy. Can't do my AoEs. Thankfully it's dead first. No, they're not standing in the Doton. Well, I guess they're on the edge. Close enough. So who's fighting over here? Just some randos from each of the, each parts of the Alliance. I think they're all wearing the same uniform, so I can't tell if they're Maelstrom or Gridanian or whatever else. Think one more wall? I'm pretty sure this dungeon used to be a bit different with the barriers, like more barriers than this. Well, there's more barriers, maybe that's all there was in the first place. Oh, I don't think we can hit all of these, like with the range of our AoE. That's unfortunate.
Leave it to me.
Oh, you're not standing close enough, Arnwald. Okay, well... guess I should just attack. Oh, that was wrong. Always forgetting me. I guess it could be faster just to focus on the guys rather than trying to get the positioning right. If you're working with NPCs, that is. Ah, these guys seem serious. They got the matching swords and everything. Oh, didn't need that Shadow Walker yet. I'll probably run out of buff before I can actually use it. Well, I guess we do have Tenchi Jin. Yeah. Oh, that wasn't Tenchi Jin. Oops. And there goes Shadow Walker. Great. What a waste. Suboptimal. It doesn't matter. We'll just try not to look embarrassing in front of Xenos. I bet he'll know if we mess up our mudras, even though he's never played ninja before. Above all else, we can't show him the bunny. That'd be the most embarrassing. Or it might be funny. Just sitting there, while there's a war going on outside. Typical. Okay, last rematch. First fight in Ralgur's Reach didn't go so well, second fight in Doma, a little better. This time we got it, right? And actually, Elise gets a revenge match too. She was part of that whole Ralgur's Reach thing. I think Alfie note as well. Art of the Swell. There's a way this works that I actually have to remember how it works. Try not to get pushed into the edge, I guess was that one. 10 Chi Jin. Part of the storm, don't stand inside it. The NPCs are going to tell me what to do, I guess. Art of the Sword. What, don't look at him? No, they're not. Okay, wait. Oh, they were standing in different... I see. I didn't know it was going to be that. Need one of these.
Let this moment last.
No. And then you go over that way. Why is he targeting Alpha Node? He's a healer. Leave him alone. Okay, Alpha Node knows where to stand. Guess he studied up on this one. Constant Travity. Usually that one pushes us back a bit. Guess it didn't that time. I guess we can withstand it now. Oh, don't stand aside. At least we know that one. Now, I don't have Shadow Walker. Gonna be more storms after this. More swords, right? Don't stand with the teammates. Could have put up the barrier or was a bit slow on that.
Show me your
Okay, if you say so. Nope, never mind. Right, this part.
Yes, just so.
They're fighting the swell, so I guess they know it's optimal. Oh no. They're up. This part might be easy to die during, if you don't know what you're doing, which I don't. This one should do like the AoE around itself, I guess. Yep, don't stand inside. Guess they're attacking this one now. Oh, you know, do that. Where was that standing, or coming from? 10 Chi Jin. Okay, don't steal at least. I mean, you can steal it if you want, I guess. Don't have a barrier, so...
Power to transcend.
Didn't even feel it. Our turn. No victory music. And Rabon joins. Surprising, actually. I thought they were, like, legally obliged to always have... Well, I mean, there's the victory music, but I think it normally plays, like, during the cutscene as well. But I guess they made a special exception for this, because you're not actually done here. Getting everyone's dialogue. Enjoyed this, yeah. Okay. There might be stuff we could go back to, like, admire in the little alleyways and peek into, like, the fights and everything. Maybe things even change, like, after we finish the fight over here. I think we're fine to move on, though.
Yes! Yes! Such ferocity. Such tenacity. I am loath to recall how disappointed I was when first we fought. But finally, after bathing in the blood and offal of your enemies, finally you prove yourself worthy prey for the hunt.
What a guy.
It fills you even now, doesn't it? The hunger to bite down on my jugular, to feel the warmth fill your mouth and run over even as you drink deep. Good. This is the beast I have longed to face.
I guess I can imagine Komoy actually feeling that way, yeah. It kind of fits. I kind of like that.
As you sharpen your claws, I too sought newfound strength. But this is no place for a final contest. Come! The heavens shall bear witness to our dance.
Confound it. Go after Xenos, my friend. We shall deal with this.
I wonder if they added in that scene too, because duty support, or that voice line, and also that scene, I guess, like change things up. Just because duty support didn't exist back then. There's probably some old footage that maybe proves or disproves that. What were they doing before duty support existed? Those characters.
Welcome to the Royal Menagerie. The King of Ruin built this place for his foreign queen. He kept it filled with familiar creatures from her homeland. They bored me all. This fine specimen, on the other hand, is simply divine.
This isn't exactly a suitable zoo for it.
Your fates are entwined, are they not, Icon Slayer? This dragon, this embodiment of unbridled despair, born of a desperate man's burning hatred for the Empire.
Say what you want about Xenos, but great line delivery.
How raw the raging tempest that churns within its breast. No myth made manifest this, but a being of pure violence. Mayhap you are the true architect of our design. You who fought the very soul of vengeance to the edge and watched him fall. You who let slip the Allegan hound to drive this icon into my arms.
Of course, this icon, Shinryu, came from the Griffin, whatever his name was. I'm forgetting his name since it was so long ago, but that bastard that betrayed us from the Crystal Braves. It feels weird that this is the big finale, that it's coming like from before Stormblood even started, I guess, kind of. But I guess he's making the connection here that we are like the progenitor of this in one way, by driving it into existence through conflict. The whole point of the story, I guess. Battles back and forth, driving each other, is something like that. Maybe.
Oh my, have I said too much? Forgive me, this sensation is wholly unfamiliar to me. A question then, and I should like very much for you to speak from the heart. If I were to stand aside, what would you do to this icon?
A little bit of player flavor right at the end. Of course, the choices don't really matter that much. I mean, they don't matter at all. But, yeah, kill it. That feels like Komori.
Ah, as simple as that. But of course, you are the Icon Slayer. Such certainty is to be expected.
I feel like Blinded could have also been a Komori option. It sounds a little bit edgier. I think if you chose that option, Xenos might actually have like a "we're not so different, you and I" sort of thing, which might have been fun too.
A pity. There is another alternative. Or there would be. Had you only mastered your ability. I speak of the Echo, of course. Does it merely render you immune to iconic influence, or is it rather that your influence is far greater than theirs? Granted, these implications are of no moment to a savage who thinks only of killing the beast before him. But when I read Van Belsar's reports, I immediately saw the boundless potential of the Echo. I saw how it could be instrumental in binding an icon to one's will. Hence my research and the Resonant, and oh, so much more. All icons must be exterminated, without exception. Such was the Imperial mandate issued by my great-grandfather, after he saw firsthand the destruction wrought by one such being. They are a blight upon this star, he felt. And so he began his great and just crusade. Ha! 'Twas not justice which spurred his campaign, but fear! Fear of the Icons! Fear of their power! Cowardice made them march forth to battle. Pathetic.
It's fun. It's fun fighting a Garlean that is on the side of the Garleans but doesn't exactly have the same views as them. Kind of similar, but not exactly. Unique character.
Man should fight for the joy of it. To live, to eat, to breed. Lesser beasts snap and howl at one another for this. Only man has the wisdom and the clarity to embrace violence for its own sake. For we who are born into this merciless, meaningless world have but one candle of life to burn. I know you understand this. You and I are one and the same. Together, we could while away the quiet hours as friend and confidant. If you will accept me.
Okay, there it is. We're not so different, you and I. I'm really curious. I might have chosen this on my main character just to see what actually happened, but I feel like Komori has to deny him, right? Yeah.
And yet, in doing so, you prove me right. We are warriors. It was plain from the first how this would end. You live for these moments, when all hangs in the balance. When the difference between life and death is but a single stroke.
Again, I do kind of like playing into this idea that, yeah, maybe he's right about Komor.
I live for them too! This is who we are, my friend! This is all we are! Alamigo and Doma and Golemol be damned! Above the gods, you by your gift, I by my might. And before the resonant, the gods shall be made to kneel. An ending to mark a new beginning.
The son of a bitch actually did it. Well, alright then, there's the trial. And of course we can't do that with duty support. So we're gonna do this as a black mage. I guess we had our rematch as a ninja with Xenos as intended. The one-on-one, the one-on-four, whatever. The fight was the guy. Now that we're fighting an icon, I guess we're going to black mage, which I had canon as Komor using whenever she's fighting something at range or something really big or something like that. This place, by the way, how much of it can we explore? Well, actually, I guess we should start the duty finder before anything else, because that's going to take a while. 16 minutes? Damn, why that long? It should be faster, considering the time of day I'm playing. It should be like peak hours right now. I specifically recorded this, I waited to record this, to be peak hours. If it really is 16 minutes, then I guess that's better than a lot of the wait times that I've had in the past, but still. I was expecting better than this for today. Oh well. Oh, it doesn't seem like we can go up onto the roof, or like up the stairs or anything. This is all we get to see, I guess. And I suppose we'll just hang out over here looking wistfully over where the battleground is, while we wait for 7 other guys to show up. Be right back. And here we are, final boss of the expansion. It's a good one. It's a good one if we get to see the mechanics, which we might not. Of course, there's something funny that happens at the very start here, which we might get to see. But we might be the only new player here, so it doesn't really apply to us, I guess. We know what to do. Alright, there are some people that got fooled by it. Haha, even the main tank. We got like one healer up. We can still make it. That's lightning, so don't want me standing in water. So Shinryu, of course, has like the power of the elements on its side. I guess that's the whole thing. Guess I should have done triple cast there. Am I tanking? Am I like receiving damage for the off tank? I'm taking some damage from somewhere. I'm standing here. I think we're fine though. I'll mark this guy because I think they live. Yeah. Judgment Bolt, don't be standing in the water. If Shinryu was casting fire, then we would want to stand in the water. Or just playing like normal right now, I guess. Okay. Now we're doing the ad phase. Can I get the triple cast off? No. Oh, we got one, okay. I won't even bother with AoEs on these guys, they'll probably like go down instantly. Can I even get one cast off on this? I should target the bigger ones. Guess I'll save my off-global cooldowns for the non-ad phase. Just stand over here, put up a mana ward. They kind of vary up the positions of the those markers just so that they aren't too easy to deal with, I guess. It does fool some people, like some people take more damage than others, but in the end they don't do that much damage, as long as you don't stand directly on top of one. I'd already used my mana ward, so there we go. Oh yeah, button mashing. There are some people that get fooled by this. There might be, just like how we had people get fooled by the tidal wave at the very start. There might be some people that get caught by this, but not me. The one player that's actually technically new here, but not really. You don't actually have to do it very fast, but some people aren't prepared to push a button, I guess. But no one was fooled. Always a very cool transition, I thought, this. Up in the heavens. Where'd all these rocks come from in this platform, I have no idea. Could have used this. Ethereal manipulation. Didn't have to. There's the tail. Gotta watch out for that. And attack the tail. Very important so it doesn't do something, I'm forgetting what it does. But you still do damage to Shinryu when you attack the tail. Alright, so I position my ley lines between 4 of these things. I should hopefully be able to still use it. Never mind, I have to move. Great. At least I got triple cast. Okay, this time don't take my ley lines. Oh, I didn't position it very well. If Shinryu attacks this one square, then I am going to have to move. So yeah, it's still doing a bunch of like elemental stuff that we have to look out for while also watching the platforms, but nothing really too much to worry about. Which one is this? The air one? Oh wait, now it's doing this. Okay. So this doesn't really affect us because we like to stand still, but a lot of people are going to get bothered by this, probably, I imagine. Who's going to sip off first? It makes the floor slippery. Or it should have. Wait, did it not do that? Well, whatever. There's the tail. Switch targets, I'm sure we'll get it. I should probably zoom out more to admire Shimizu. A little closer, guys. Okay, well, whatever. No one wanted to move to me, I guess. That's fine, they were in the center. I wasn't standing where that tank was standing. I would have liked to use the, use Limit Break myself, like on the tail and Shinryu at the same time. But I guess it's still more damage to do it as a single target, maybe. Oh well. We didn't really get to see all the elemental mechanics, but that's okay. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see anyone sip off during Diamond Dust. That would have been fun. But I guess it's good that someone shouted out, don't move, or stop moving. Yeah, I guess you get to see more of the mechanics if you don't burn that boss down as quickly as we did. Sometimes in Duty Finder, I do experience that, get to experience more mechanics because players don't go through as quickly. But this is fine. Give it to, this one, I guess. And one of these. No, worried about healing, huh? Well, thanks everyone. Might have been their first time healing, actually. Or they might be new to healing. I always thought the Shinryu fight was kind of weird to have as, like, the finale to Stormblood. I mean, you're fighting Xenos, but it's still... Shinryu isn't really, like, Girabanian or anything. I guess it's from, well, the name, and the lore is from the other part of the world. From Doma and everything. But I guess that's still part of the expansion.
Are you alright? Xenos.
The hunter has indeed become the hunted. And yet, there is only joy. Transcendent joy that I have never known. How invigorating, how pure this feeling.
Is that what this was all about? All the meaningless death and destruction, so you could feel something?
Meaningless. Men die that others may live. Those who survive are stronger for it. Not that you could ever understand. To have stood upon this great stage of fools. To have played my part to perfection. Oh, this moment. Let it be enshrined in eternity. My heart beating out of time. So clear, so vivid, so real. So real. Coward!
Stop!
Farewell, my first friend. My enemy.
Well, goodbye forever, Xenos. What a guy.
Where is he?
He's dead. By his own hand.
Then justice has been done.
No. There's no justice in that rabid animal's end.
Liberty or death. That so many should be forced to take up this creed to defeat such madness.
We won. Forget him. The living have need of us now.
Stand tall, Lys. Now is the time to raise a cheer for all who fought for freedom. A cheer loud enough to carry to the highest heavens.
You're right. Thank you. Without you... well, you know. So let's do it together. For Alamigo! In crimson it began, and in crimson it ended. And then we were free.
Okay. Really like that finale, that last scene, with them singing on the roof. That one actually sticks with me for like Well, it stuck with me for a long time after doing it on my main character.
But what is freedom, really? We may be free to live, to love, to grow old, to have dreams and desires, and to strive for them. But in the end, we're defined by the legacy our forefathers bequeathed to us. Even Xenos was once a baby in the cradle, innocent and pure. He was made into a creature that lived only for death, not born one. "20 years of Imperial rule have left Ala Mhigo torn and bleeding. It won't be easy to heal a generation's worth of wounds, to bridge the gap. But I won't give up, Papalimo. I won't. Because I remember the price of freedom. I remember the smoke, and the ashes, and the blood. I remember the screams, and the silence. And I'll do whatever it takes to honor their sacrifice, to build a home for us all. I promise you. This is the end. The end of the Imperial province of Ala Mhigo, and the rebirth of Ala Mhigo, the free nation. Long may she endure.
Ah, there we are. The credits proper. Which means, first of all, change the scroll speed to fast, because it takes a while either way. Just wanted to let Lise have her moment there, I guess, without interrupting. There was a lot of gaps between her words where I guess I could have continued those thoughts, but I guess I just wanted to wait until the credits were rolling. And while our memories of the adventure play in the background, I guess I'll just muse on the entire adventure in general, I guess. First of all, with that final scene, to continue that thought, really did like that whole rooftop singing thing. They take the theme of Garabania, Ala Mhigo, or whatever, and the first time you're introduced to it is when they kind of do it as the Imperial version, where they took it over and changed up the lyrics with keeping the same music to make it sound all imperialistic and everything. And only at the very end you actually get to hear the real lyrics. It's pretty effective, I think. It's I guess, it's similar to the experience that a lot of people like Fordola lived, where they only knew the Imperial lifehood or whatever, or livelihood. But then you have to fight to remember whatever's underneath it. It's something like that. I think I might have even teared up on my first playthrough on my main character when I heard that. Just was a very effective imagery with everyone standing there. I guess it does feel a little bit cheesy, like why were they standing there, waving the flag and singing all at once? How did they all know the lyrics? Maybe there was like still fighting going on in the background and it seemed inappropriate. But I guess as like a moment of suspension of disbelief or something, it was pretty cool. I liked it. The other thing that stood out to me was of course Xenos. We kind of got most of our interaction with him in this last little bit. I mean, there were like moments of interaction and learning about Xenos' philosophy earlier on, like several times whenever we fought him, and just had the cutaways to him with Yatsuyu and everyone else. One of the things that I wanted to do while replaying on a second character in these recordings was try to understand Xenos' motivations and character better. Because when I thought back to this expansion, on my main character, I couldn't really unpack him. He's just kind of a hard character to unpack, like his role in the story. I feel like I understand a little bit better, maybe not greatly. But I think the main thing is Lisa's perspective on him, like what she was saying at the end there. Calling him like a rabid animal and how he was created by the Empire, not like born this way or something like that. I feel like his role in the story is sort of being this representation of the war that they're fighting. Like there are different representations of the war, like Yatsuyu? Yeah, Yatsuyu. And like the different Imperials that you fight, like the guy serving under Yatsuyu. And just like in general, outside of this expansion, you meet so many different people from the Guardians and whoever else, but I think Xenos is sort of like the culmination of all that because he doesn't fight for any particular reason or revenge or whatever. No real purpose, it's just fighting for fighting's sake or something. And for other characters, even if you don't really understand his philosophy, I think that sort of means he represents like the meaningless of the war, or the inscrutability of it. Like it just exists and you have to deal with it and you don't understand why. At least that's what it feels like when Lise was dealing with him, calling him a rabid beast and everything. Still kind of a hard character to unpack like on a solo basis though. Don't really know how to justify his philosophy as like fitting into the story if you look at that conversation, I call it a conversation, but he just like asks you some questions, you the Warrior of Light, and you respond with one of three options or one of two options and you don't really say anything. But if you look at that conversation and you try to connect with him and understand his motivations, it's just kind of hard for me to do, which doesn't mean that there's no motivation or whatever. It's just sort of, I don't know, there's something there. It'll be something to muse on for, I don't know, a while, I guess. Maybe as I play through the rest of the game, I'll maybe unpack that a little bit more. I don't know. Seems like we're, based on the things going on in the background, around halfway through? Yeah. Actually, we're more than halfway through. I think Sri Lakshmi was pretty close to the end. But I'm pretty sure the credits continue, like, even if we're speeding through the credits, there's going to be like a black screen in the background for a while, so just trying to gauge how much further we have to go for the episode before it's over. Even after the credits, there's still going to be some stuff. I think Stormblood, pretty much usually, with the community or the wider thought of like everyone that plays the game, they consider it the least impressive expansion. And I remember playing on my main character on that moment with the thing on the rooftop, thinking how people might think that. And I guess I can understand why they might think that. Just in retrospect, compared to all the other expansions, sure, the other expansions have like a lot going for them. But I don't feel like there's enough to say that there's like anything particularly wrong with this expansion. But maybe I just can't really see it with my own my own lack of critical thought or whatever. I don't know, I just tend to like these things. I like Doma and I like the story of Lys and Alamigo and everything. And I thought Xenos was a great villain. Like, even if I don't understand him, he feels proper for a villain and everything. Oh, wow. Okay. It was Eden Popolino. I can't hide the credits. Well, that's fine. Just wanted to get that image without the text on screen. Oh, I said Ida and Popolimo. I guess it's Lys and Popolimo. Or is that actually supposed to be Ida? Because it feels like they're walking into the light of the afterlife or the ethereal sea or something. Guess we never actually see Ida, but I suppose we're supposed to assume Ida looked like what Lys looked like when she disguised herself as Ida. Okay, so now we're in the black screen portion of this. I don't know how much longer the credits are going to go on, but shouldn't be that much longer, I think. But yeah, I don't consider Stormblood to be the worst expansion, but I don't really consider any of them to be the worst expansion. I guess I only consider A Realm Reborn to be like the roughest one to be going through the story since you're jumping around a lot. And I guess if I had to correlate that to this expansion, yes, you do jump around a lot with going all the way to Doma and then dealing with that. But that's really just the one big jump, I guess. And everything that you do in Doma is interesting. Well, not just Doma, I guess, also Hingashi, but mainly Doma. And even if that's kind of removed from the Girabania Alamigo stuff, it's all the same theme, and the same characters involved, pretty much. And having Lys as the central character kind of ties everything together, I think. Though I think part of the gripes that people have about this expansion is that, I don't know, I guess they weren't really feeling Lys's character moments or whatever, or other things about the storytelling here. I still feel like it's stronger than A Realm Reborn because it's still doing something with a character as the narrative driver. Like how Alphinaud was the narrative driver for Heavensward, for the most part, but also like Estinian and other characters, but mainly Alphinaud. But in A Realm Reborn, there wasn't any of that, not really. I mean, there was you, the Warrior of Light, but I don't think there was anyone driving as the main narrative lead. Everyone felt like more like supporting characters, and then there was you, the main character, kind of, but as a voiceless protagonist, you don't really have anything going for you. The good news is that all of the expansions after Heavensward, including Heavensward, all follow the format of having, like, character-driven stories and everything, so at least we don't have that kind of problem again with what we had in A Realm Reborn. Next one's going to be Stormblood, or no, Shadowbringers. Which I guess I always confuse with Stormblood. Well, not confuse, but I always flip up the naming conventions between Stormblood and Shadowbringers just because they both use the SB thing. And that one's going to be... which character? Which character is the main driver? I guess there's a bunch of different characters involved in that. No one's like the main character like Lys is. But I guess even in this there were other characters that weren't, or that were the main character other than Lys, even if Lys was the most important. Like I guess Kian would be the counterpart to Lys and he was like the most important on the Doma side. But I feel like he had the least amount of character development needed. He was just kind of like a role model for Lys, sort of. Important that characters have like an arc or something, I guess. I think Alphinaud sort of had that in Heavensward, and Estinian definitely had it. And that was an arc that even extended beyond the Heavensward main story, I guess. It went on through the entire set of patch quests. Then after Shadowbringers would be Endwalker, which is a whole lot to unpack. I wouldn't know who to say who's the main character there, but... I mean, I guess this is a bad example, or rather, Stormblood is unique in that there's kind of just one main central character. I kept on saying that Alphinaud was the central character in Heavensward, but I guess that is shared with Estinian, so it's not as centralized as it is for this in Heavensward, or no, in Stormblood with Lys. Everything after this is pretty much like split between a bunch of characters. other than the newest one, Dawn Trail, which does actually do a similar thing to what Stormblood did here, which may be why some people didn't feel Dawn Trail, but I think there's like a bunch of different things people felt. Again, just like with Stormblood, I'm not really sure I can understand what the criticism is there. Might not have the critical eye for it. But that's all in the future. I guess with this, now that we're done with 4.0, and we have the patch quests ahead of us, we're kind of halfway through what's recently, or what's available. Well, almost halfway. We're not done with the Stormblood patch quests and all the post-game content there, but considering like the main story stuff, then yeah, we are halfway through. We've done 3 so far, and there are 3 remaining. Not including 1.0, of course. But there is a whole lot to do after Stormblood. The biggest one that's on my mind is going to be the, what was it called? Eureka. That's like a huge thing that's going to be like a big time sink because of a lot of gameplay that I have to do. I'm not sure I want to handle that, but I do want to cover it like in these recordings. But the big thing about that is that it's going to be requiring some multiplayer, like more multiplayer than usual. Like more multiplayer than just like Duty Finder and everything. It's a whole lot to do everything in that, and I do want to do everything. It's a thought. I'll have to play it by ear, I guess. We'll get there eventually. I guess the biggest thing that I have to worry about with Eureka is going to come at the very end, so we'll see if I do that. But other than that, it's just going to be business as usual. Eureka's like the most unique gameplay thing that they added in the patch quest for Stormblood. As usual, we're just going to have the usual main story quests. We're going to have some random optional content, like optional trials and stuff. And of course the society quests, which I'm gonna have to start doing pretty much immediately after this, just so that the timing works out, because they're just gonna have to be running in the background in real time since I'm gated by time. It's kind of gonna be annoying to be logging in every once in a while just to be doing that every day. I enjoy whenever I get to the main story stuff like this for an expansion. Not just for the main story, because that's usually the exciting part, but it mainly becomes like a break from doing all of like the tour stuff with society quests and everything else. But that's for later. This right now.
Well, well, well. What a fine mess we've made.
Estinian didn't even say hi, like the entire expansion. He's just been lingering in the background. I mean, he helped with the cannon, so good for him, but I don't know, he's just been lurking. Ah, right, of course. Those were involved with Shinryu.
All but spent feeding that primal, eh? Well, you won't be making any mischief with that amount of ether. Still, better safe than sorry.
Okay, are we done with that plot device? Because last time we tried to get rid of them, it led to all of this, I guess. So I think we're done.
There ends your hateful legacy.
Thanks for cleaning up. Yeah, I'm glad he didn't forget. It's over. My condolences for your loss. A father should not outlive his son. What nonsense. I can only assume Of course. They always gotta be involved. You do not mourn his loss? You surprise me, your radiance. He was your son and heir, and an irreplaceable test subject. I know what he was. Monsters are not made for thrones. Nor are stars made to sustain false gods who sup on their very essence. Icons summoned by desperate savages who hearken to the whispers of shadowless charlatans. Should you raise a hand against my black-robed brethren, I will not stop you. Our desires are one and the same: preservation, restoration. Compression, resurrection, all is in service to your one true God. And when the sundered shards are made whole, will there be a place for us mere mortals? Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will, your radiance. You will come to trust me in time. Until then, mayhap you will find this reassuring. Right. Didn't know this happened this early. How dare you? I thought we'd wait like a few patch quests for this, but I guess they were already planning it at this point. You know, I wondered like, if this plot point was something that they planned in advance, or if they just like decided it after they started development on the next stuff. But I guess they planned it from the very start. Well, okay then. Alright, we still gotta wrap up a few quest stuff here. I don't know why I was so worried that this would be maybe shorter than the last episode. Of course the cutscenes are gonna take like this long, including the credits and everything. We did it. We liberated Al Amigo. I don't know what to say. I don't even know how to feel about it all. Relief, I suppose. Pride. And hope too. We did it, Father. Ida. Papalimo. Conrad, Mefrid, Minfilia. We really did it. Hey, don't feel like you have to stand there, or stand here listening to me mumble. Everyone else will want to talk to you. You beat him after all. You're the real hero of this story. So run along, and take your plaudits. Okay. Go and talk to the others. I'm not going anywhere. Alright, let's go take our plaudits. Now, it seems like there's like a lot of people to talk to. Like, not just the ones that are involved with the main quest. I didn't realize how big Hakuro was when we fought him. He's like enormous. He's like twice the size of Hien, who's a normal guy. When I awoke this morning, I thought Lord Hien dead. And then he lived. And now he is here. It has been a wonderful day. It feels like only yesterday that we were celebrating the liberation of Doma. And now look where we are. 1,000 moms apart our nations may be, but in spirit we are one and the same. For you to best Xenos, even after he had harnessed the power of a primal, is a testament to your ever-growing strengths. Not bitter to have had your vengeance stolen from you by another. There is some small regret perhaps, but that is outweighed by the satisfaction I find in his death. I commend you, Komori. Yeah, everyone's happy that guy's gone forever. As should we all. Xenos was a monster and a tyrant. The man who killed my father and countless other of my countrymen. The world is a better place without him in it. I should also praise Master Alphinaud for his foresight and restraint. Had he not intervened, I might never have had the pleasure of being reunited with Hakuro and his Lupin brothers. 'Twas a timely intervention, full glad am I not to have been burdened with the guilt of killing my Lord Hien's most trusted allies. Yeah, you could have tried. I guess he did try. Ah, indeed, my friend, indeed. Lord Hien must needs return to Doma with all due haste, but I have yet to decide if I will accompany him. I should like to visit my people in Revenant's Toll for once, right? That's another thing we have to do, like over in Doma, like with Hien and everything. It's not exactly a society quest, but it is another, like, time-gated thing, sort of, I think. I'm just making sure, yeah, their dialogue is going to be the same. No, everyone's giving us applause. How nice. What a nice touch. Doma was only the beginning. With our victory here, we send a message to all the provinces. They can be beaten. You can be free. Speaking of... well, not just like Doma, but also like here. That's like all of it, right? All of the playable map that we've liberated from Garlemald, technically. Kind of. So from here on out, it's all going to be like new stuff, sort of. Like this entire map, this was everything that we could see from A Realm Reborn, like all the playable space, everything that was a named area. Like all the way up to Otherd you could see from A Realm Reborn. But now after this, it's like a big mystery. And by the way, on my main character, it was all still a big mystery, like where I would go after this, because I had no idea like what the story was from this point forward. I had no idea what Shadowbringers was. Up until the very final patch quest end, it was still a huge surprise to me. Praise be to the 12 for your victory. Though many brave souls gave their lives this day, we take comfort in the knowledge it was not in vain. Old Mistbeard. Mayhap I got a bit carried away, but by the Navigator. That was bloody brilliant. If I like tried to look even harder while we were doing the dungeon, could I have found old Mistbeard in his mask like doing some fighting? Maybe. Well done, Captain Moiko. I'll spare you more flowery words. Doubtless you've had your fill of them. I mean, true. I'm coming around collecting like all the flowery words, but I do actually have to get a move on. The episode can't be too long after all. We're not going to leave anyone out, just because I want to get a move on. None of these guys are not important. I'll save the main characters for last, I guess. Well, actually, I guess Raubon would be last. We did it. We bloody well did it. I have to send word to Alagana. No, I have to go and tell them myself. Can you believe it? We won. We beat the bastards. Al amigo. Al amigo. Sorry if I got a bit carried away. Got a bit carried away there, didn't I? It's hard not to, you know? We owe it to the friends we buried to shout and scream and cheer. With all our hearts. I want them to know it wasn't for nothing, that it's finally over, and they can rest in peace. You hear that, lads? We'll be alright. We'll be... Oh, bugger, not again. I'm so bleeding happy I could cry. Go ahead and cry, after we get your other dialogue. Sorry. Must be something in my eye. Or both eyes. 7 hells. After all we have been through, I really should know better than to worry, but, as ever, the relief I felt upon finding you hale and whole in the royal menagerie well nigh reduced me to tears. Ah, Alfinode. The warrior of light, victorious again. I should be surprised if some small part of you had not come to resent the title and responsibilities which accompany it. True, fair enough. You must forgive us if we call you hero when you accomplish heroic feats. Okay, also fair. But as the warrior of light goes, so goes the world. You should take pride in the good you have done, and in the good you have inspired others to do. You're a natural-born leader of men, Komori. All these people weren't just following their commanders, they were following you. I guess we weren't like commander leader, but I guess we were leading the charge leader, sure. And you led them to victory, to freedom. Alas, not everyone could see the journey due to its end. But history shall remember them, and the glorious future they made possible. Alice will surely regret that she was unable to join us for this battle. I mean, well, will not. Oof, burn. That's why we talked to them a second time. Minfilia. No. Acilia. Warburton. It will never be enough, I know. Oh yeah, Minfilia's from Alamigo, right? But I hope this makes up for it, if only a little. I hope this brings you both joy. You deserve it. And so much more. Well, that's also why we talked to them. Do you have anything to say? No. Oh wait, I guess so. She's not like an important one that would stop us in our tracks for talking to them, but she does have something to say. The battle is won, but our return to Limsa Laminsa will have to wait, until we've sorted out the aftermath. If I could but step through a magical door into the drowning wench. This one doesn't have enough anima to teleport. Or involves looking up at the sky. At the moon, even. I know it's different for him and the other Alamegans. For us, it's a great victory, but for them, it's a homecoming. I do not know how or when, but I knew in my heart that I would return here one day. Here's to the ones I didn't. Abba, Ali, I wish you were here to see it. We met Abba and Ali in A Realm Reborn, I believe. Oh, before we move on, anyone up here? Yeah, of course, Amork and Lucia. Yeah, everyone do your clapping. You did well to defeat that fiend, empowered by the eyes I so foolishly ordered you to cast into the Sea of Clouds. I mean, it wasn't so foolish at the time. We had to make sure that we weren't, like, taken over by Nidhogg. Maybe there's an alternate timeline where we didn't cast it into the sea and try to destroy them like Estinian did, and then, with, like, the lingering power inside them, we, the warrior flight, got taken over or something. Different timeline. But who can worry about different timelines, right? What a twisted legacy they have wrought. The battle may have ended, but the war goes on. Garlemald will not abide such defiance. However, for this day, we may rejoice in our victory. Yeah, Garlemald isn't gone, even though everyone's celebrating. Our convalescing comrades have been informed of our victory. Thou mayst be assured that there was much rejoicing. 7 hells, is it true? Did you really beat Xenos and that bastard Primal? Just you and 7 stalwart adventurers, whom you had the wisdom and foresight to recruit? Yeah, foresight. We stood around for maybe 20 minutes waiting for them, a little bit longer than the predicted time by the duty finder. But I'm glad Xenos waited those 20 minutes. No wonder they call you a bleeding hero. I guess canonically we had the foresight to recruit them, sure. I've trained with countless weapons, but none compared to Dishona. That father saw fit to honor me in this way still fills my heart with pride. Our bloody campaign is ended, and we may begin to return home. That said, our work is far from finished. We've yet countless wounded to tend to, not to mention prisoners of war. The hero of the hour. I suppose we'll have to add Liberator to your titles. Do I have title? But we're not going to remove Necromancer from our title. Like, that one's staying on there until we find something even better, which is going to be pretty hard. With their commander fallen, and the remainder of the 12th Legion. No, he doesn't say Legion. The remainder of the 12th. Let's try that one again. I think I added in some words there. With their commander fallen, the remainder of the 12th chose to surrender to our forces. After 20 long years, it's official. The occupation is ended. But now the hard work starts. Though the people have had their fill of kings, there is no clear consensus on what sort of government they would prefer instead. Yeah. Indeed, Father, momentous as this achievement may be, the road which lies before us is no less uncertain than the one we have walked. Aye. Yet if we can overcome 2 decades of oppression, I have no doubt we can find a way forward. Thank you, Komoy, for helping to make this dream a reality. Now comes our part to think on the future, for the Alamegan refugees in Ul'dah, to decide whether or not they want to return and help rebuild. Yeah, that is a tough one, isn't it? I mean, for the video game, Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, or whatever the full title is now that we're past The Realm Reborn. Because all those NPCs that he talked about, they're kind of glued to the spot, aren't they? Because that's just how the NPCs in the video game work. Those refugees can't go home because of game mechanics. But I guess we'll deal with that when we get to it, if we do. Finish your rounds, or finished. Finished your rounds? Great. In that case, I'd like you to come with me, back to Valga's Reach. Not for a rematch or anything, sadly. I want to call all the Scions together. I'll explain later. Of course, this part. Oh, thanks for teleporting me. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I guess we're beginning with the Aether Current. And the last cutscene.
We've been through a lot together, haven't we? I can't thank you enough.
Starting the conversation with that says it all.
There's something I need to say to you all. That is, if you have a moment.
Please change the time of day? Okay. Well, that's fine.
Good. You're all here. Good. Good. Thank you doesn't really suffice, does it? I'm grateful. Truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. But I know you didn't fight so hard just to hear me or anyone else say that. You fought because you wanted to help, because you believed it was right. Because you're scions. Now, I'm obviously a scion, but as Conrad left me in charge of things here, I also have responsibilities to Alamigo. When I put it like that, though, I realized I couldn't even pretend to be impartial anymore. So it seemed best to make it official.
I guess it's kind of obvious as you go through the story.
As long as I serve Alamigo, I can't be a scion. It might be selfish and short-sighted, but that's my decision.
No one's surprised.
Am I to understand that you summoned us all, some of us still nursing wounds, to hear this?
Yeah, very rude, Lise.
Oh, I didn't,
Forgive me, Lise. 'Twas but a jest. But this I say with the utmost sincerity. Scion or no, we are comrades, now and ever after. Is that not so? There you have it. Come what may, you may count on us in your hour of need. We shall never refuse you.
Stola. Oh, gods. I swore I wouldn't cry.
And there we have it. Lise has left the party. Ooh, what a low-resolution fish.
Come back here, you slippery little devil. To think fishing could be so difficult.
Who could that be?
What greater proof of a man's lingering mortality than an empty belly? A fate worse than death. Fie on it. To have arrived at the appointed place and time only to survive by mere force of habit. Truly, the Kami are not finished with us yet. Oh, capricious fortune. How you test me with this wretched soul.
Yeah, gotta have something for the patch quests. A fine tease, I guess. And even more to tease. I guess this is what we're starting with almost immediately, aren't we? This is indeed the work of either Shinryu or Mega. It And since there is undeniably something down there, radiating a massive amount of energy, which cannot very well be the late Viceroy Snapdragon, yes, I think we have our suspect. Well, this is a mess of our own making, so it falls to us to clean it up. It won't be easy, but is it ever? And now comes the part where you say you've got no choice but to divert company resources and employees to this pet project of yours. Lost profits and belligerent clients be damned. Financial considerations notwithstanding, you have to admit there is an unquantifiable benefit in giving our people the opportunity to study such advanced technology. Oh? Is that before or after you blow it up or seal it away? Fine. But the moment I judge this little venture an unsustainable risk to the Ironworks, I'm ending it. Savvy? Come on, Jesse, this is important. And to keep you honest, using my authority as deputy president, no, did she get promoted, like since the last time we saw her? I've gone ahead and brought in a consultant, a master engineer, and mechanical genius. Yes, of course. Who? You didn't. A fan favorite. Come now, you mustn't build their expectations too high. It will be less dramatic when I surpass them. Oh no, absolutely not. This is not happening. An understandable reaction. Nero Tolskeva, eager to begin his first day as a loyal member of the Ironworks team. Looking forward to working with you, Garland. Another camera shot. As if he's so important, he just eats up the room. I don't really get it myself, but I mean... No. So fell the hunter, but what of the hound? So rose the children. Oh, I didn't get to read all that. Damn it. Okay, done with the long Sather current stuff and more mount speed here. Fantastic. Well, I think we're actually done with that, aren't we? Done with the main story, because this would be... Yep, this is patch quest stuff, Arnwald's adventure. Great. Let's find a decent place to call it. Actually, right there, yeah. That's where we got the little poem about Stormblood, right? Kind of cloudy and dark to be ending the episode, but that's fine. We'll make sure it's bright and sunny when we start the next episode with, whatever we start the next episode with. It might be exactly what we just saw. The raid that I was teasing. Maybe. Plenty to do. Don't know where to start. I'm sure I'll plan it out in between episodes, but I guess the general strategy is, as usual, take them on as they were released in the patches one by one. Starting with 4.1, then 4.2, and so on and so forth, just kind of recreating that structure. While also doing all of the time-gated stuff as quickly as we can so that we don't have to worry about taking too long on all that stuff or whatever. And speaking of, let's not take too long on this outro. We've done that already with the credits and everything else, so we'll just leave it with the usual. Now would be a good time to take a break.